This is the story of how my song Laika came into being. It's part of a series I've made about my album Climbing Frame called Building a Climbing Frame. My main instrument is the guitar, but sometimes when writing songs, it's great to mix up the instrument you start with to spark inspiration. I really love writing songs on the piano for this reason. Because I know it less well, I'll often find a chord or sequence of chords that I wouldn't necessarily have done on the guitar. It's rare though that I'll get a chance to play a real piano. In March of 2017, I was visiting my parents who at the time were running a coffee shop in a little village in North Yorkshire, and they had a piano there. One day, I started playing these chords. I'll often just sing random noises and words over a new set of chords, and the first line that jumped out to me was "Don't leave me behind." Because I really liked that, I worked backwards and tried to contextualize that line. My first attempt at this was a child who's playing hide and seek. They found a great hiding place, feel good about that, but then they hear laughing in the distance and start to worry that they've been forgotten about. You can hear this early version here, complete with my mum asking if we're ready to head out on a walk. Think we probably were.
I'm hiding, I found the best place. I'm smiling, I've closed my eyes. Hear laughing in the distance, that's fine. Just don't leave me be. That's normal. Just don't leave me be.
I like this, but I didn't necessarily feel like it had much scope to go further as a narrative. I left it as an idea to return to, and after a tour in Scandinavia, I got the chords out again about a month later. I've got another voice note here of a random stream of consciousness, but with one consistent, the "Don't leave me behind" line held on strong.
I walk out, I hold up something, my heart breathes, looking for my oyster card, like, where's that? Find different places, like, those out, nothing I always try, but I know, finding different senses out, like this time. Always walking around like head up. I'm a funny man. Life is just don't leave me behind.
A few days later, I decided to try and contextualize that line within the story of Laika, the dog that was sent to space. I have a list on my phone of song ideas. Sometimes it's just a phrase or a word, and Laika had been on that list for a while. Laika was a Moscow stray who was sent to space by the Russians in 1957. It was only ever going to be a one-way mission, and she died within hours of overheating. Since hearing about the story as a child, I've always found it such a heart-wrenching tale. I often write songs in character and have regularly taken on an animal's point of view, so it felt like a natural fit. And the "Don't leave me behind" lyric felt so poignant from her point of view. The idea that she wasn't aware that it was a one-way mission just broke my heart. So after a stop-start beginning to the song's genesis, I wrote the rest of the song in about an hour.
Scrapping with puppies over something to eat. It's tough, looks rough, but you can't knock the muzzle these stray days. Keep pointing that strange diagram. Say I'm going higher than anyone has ever been. Distant canine, travelling in space-time. Just need a bit of space though. Put me on a weird diet and keep pointing that strange diagram. Say I'm going higher than anyone has ever been. Distant canine, drifting in space-time. Just need a bit of space. I'm not used to this.
I finessed a few words here and there, but other than that, the whole story is there. I also transposed it to a guitar. When we came to take it to the studio a couple of years later, I wanted to place the story in the context of a 1950s futuristic space world. Once again, I was working with Ben McCone at the production helm at Crosstown Studios in Hornsey in North London. We used the Roland Juno 6. First, this pad sound gives a warm, melancholic bass. We wanted to give a real sense of the blips and bleeps of a spaceship. Luke Allwood played the keys and Ben twisted all kinds of knobs on the synth to mess with the sound. This track is called The Mad Note and is nestled deep into the recording. The beat is played by Ben using a Roland SPD-SX, which is a set of pads that you can hit to trigger samples. And then we mix that with some real drums, again played by Ben. Luke added this melody on the Juno. It sounds a bit like an arpeggiator, but it's just Luke playing because he's really good. And then my friend Chris Reed added some beautiful backing vocals.
I'm going to the stars tonight. I don't know exactly how, and I don't know why. I'm going to the stars tonight.
And Ben's brother James McCone added some deep bass which gives weight to the sound. I read that Laika was chosen because she was small and had a gentle demeanour. It just broke my heart thinking about the trust she placed in the people training her. The final line of the final verse is so painful because of that.
But I guess the sooner I go, sooner I can come home. Going to the stars tonight.
It's a really difficult story to tell, but I hope it's a fitting tribute to her. Thanks to everyone who has listened to it and sent messages about it from across the world. You've been listening to Building a Climbing Frame by me, Gecko.
But it's the normal life I miss.
This year I've also made a musical drama podcast with my brother called The Flock, about birds being fed up with environmental destruction and plotting to fight back. It's available wherever you're listening to this. Thank you.